Hey, what's up? Welcome to my crochet along with me. I'll be back in just a minute. Just need to put some comments down in the chat. Okay, I thought it would be fun to come to you guys today. I am off. Normally I'm working on a Wednesday. I'm just going to do a simple crochet along with me, life updates, what I've been up to, and let's get started. So right now I finished all the orders with the exception of two, a crochet skirt and a red and black lasted beanie. So I will be working on this shawl that I've been working on for a while. I had put it down for a little while because it was just too many different things going on with our family, lots of personal things. But now things are slowly falling back into place. I just came on here to surprise you guys, and we're going to do a little crochet along with me. Now, this is my Phoenix shawl. I developed this pattern about 6 years ago, and it's basically all granny stitch shawl, and it's beautiful because whenever I make this particular shawl, the wingspan is so large, it's like I can't keep it in stock. So this one right here is my mom's. Like I said, I started on it a while ago. I had to stop on it, but now I'm ready to pick up my hook and diligently finish it for her. She's going to be wearing this to the dialysis center. I did make her another one with all these beautiful bright colors, but somehow either she lost it at the dialysis center or someone stole it. I'm not sure. She may have just left it there and then somebody said, oh, let me get this scarf. But anyway, let's get started, guys. So the repeat is simple. It's the same for every row. It's just basically granny stitch with a single stitch in between. And then you just keep going. Each row starts to get bigger, bigger, bigger. So I'm super jazzed about this one. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up where I left off. The size hook that I'm using is a 4.50. You can go all the way up to a 6.5 millimeter. This is a Susan Bates metal hook. It's really good for like fast crocheting, or if you have projects and you're trying to whip them out, as they say. So the way I normally get started, I usually stretch before I crochet because it requires a lot of energy, a lot of arm movement, a lot of shoulder movement, a lot of wrist movement. So I normally stretch first, then I get started. So let me just take the hook out for a minute. So you've already done your chain one. So you're just going to yarn over is what they call it. Wrap the yarn around, go into the chain space, pull up the yarn, chain one, and then pull up the yarn again, chain two. So that is one double crochet, and then each area in the pattern gets three double crochet, and there's no chain between those three double crochet. The only time you do a single stitch is after each cluster. So after each cluster, that's actually what makes the granny stitch grow. It makes the wingspan. I mean, you can make this as big or as little as you want. Some people do like to wear small versions of these. Like you could totally wear this right now and tie it behind your neck and it'd be just perfectly fine. But my mom likes to wrap hers around like her whole body. So that's why this one's going to have a really large wingspan. But I am loving the colors. The next color that I'm going to be using is a crimson red. Then from the crimson red, it's going to be turquoise. Not sure where I put the yarn. Well, I'll figure it out later. But the next ones are going to be turquoise, deep teal, and a beautiful blue sapphire. That's what it looks like. It's so beautiful. The stitches are very well defined. The key with doing a granny square shawl is turning each round. Like some people don't realize how essential that is. That's how you get a beautiful sharp edge. And none of these shawls need framing or anything. So I'm just going to crochet along, talk a little bit about what's been going on. I've had a lot of work adversity lately because our company got sold. And so right now it's called, like, I guess, the takeover. So lots of new rules, much stricter, less of a loose environment, a lot more training, lots more training modules, lots of leaving the office, going to other stores, and getting like hands-on training. Anyway, I'm drinking a mixture of black tea and apple juice. This is my favorite. I always make this for me and my husband. I bought these glasses at TJ Maxx during Christmas time, just now getting around to using them, but it's so beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a pretty heavy mug. You can actually put hot tea in it as well. So yeah, so I've been, going through some work adversity. I am a top seller, so for that, that's a blessing. I have sales background, and but it was in fashion, so now it's a different situation as far as selling mattresses, trying to convince people to get the protection plan, trying to convince people to pay the shipping price. And so it's been a hurdle, but I have landed on my feet. I've kind of hit my stride with being lots of commission being shaved off. So now I'm just strategically selling specific items that warrant a larger commission. So I have been enjoying taking a little bit more time, like as far as sleep goes. I've been praying more because just feel like that's what's missing in my life. The constant running around. I have really stopped as much as I was doing. It's things are sort of calming themselves down. So for that, that's a blessing. Everyone's been so supportive. And even with my YouTube channel, I didn't upload anything for a solid 8 or 9 days, and I still did gain new subscribers. So for that, I'm thankful. Let me show you guys a close up of the stitches so you can see how well defined they are. You can see how the edge is like perfectly. And so that's from turning each round. And when I get to the end of this round, I'll be able to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing that we're gearing up for is lots of youth ministry activities at my church. And so I've been like working on collaborating with some of the other ministries and getting ideas from them, putting our ideas together, getting on the calendar. So I will be trying to take like one Sunday off every other month at work so that I can stay at church service fully, and so that I can do like youth movie night or youth movie early afternoon. There's lots of other things we do too. We go to the old folks home, rest homes, and we clean, help the people to keep their room clean, read books, read scriptures to them. So that's another fun thing. The kids really enjoy that. Usually when it's time to leave, they start getting emotional. So that's just a really good exercise for the kids to kind of like respect the elders, do things for other people in their time of need. So that's always a really emotional. That's just a nice journey for the kids. They really get attached to the adults there, and the adults love when the kids come down there. Oftentimes, a lot of the elderly people, they don't get visits from their family. So when the kids show up, it's like pure excitement. So for that, I'm just so thankful to be a part of that type of ministry. And the kids, you know what, they clean willingly. I haven't had one issue with no one wanting to clean and help the people that are there, which is nice. The kids bring snacks, little care packages. So it's just a really thoughtful gesture on their part. and it teaches them how to help others in need. You know what I mean? So when I get to the end of this row, I'm going to show you guys how to do an extra stitch, which gives it this beautiful straight edge. Oftentimes when you're making a shawl, sometimes you may skip a stitch and it causes the whole edge to go in a weird position or a weird line. But this one has a really pretty edge to it. You won't even have to put a border if you don't want to. So I'm just going to continue hooking here. This is a deep magenta color. It's beautiful. I love making crochet items in gorgeous bright colors. I don't mind neutrals and khakis and olives and grays, but the bright colors to me is what really sets off the project. It turns into like a conversation piece, and then that's how I get more orders. It's like I get a lot of word of mouth orders, or people will be like, "Well, I saw my such and such had a blanket, and I would like one too, but I want mine in these colors." So it's just a nice way to gain new clients through word of mouth, show and tell, you know. So I am going to be gearing up for two craft shows. One is going to be in November, and the other one is going to be in December. So technically, I should have started in January, but I had a lot of caretaking and a lot of parent parent responsibilities. But now things are starting to lighten up on my load. You know, it's a pretty fast stitch. That's why I like to use metal hook with this type of project because it's just mindless crocheting. You don't even have to count. With granny stitch, is such a straightforward. It's just a cluster of stitches. You don't even have to count. Like you see, I'm just sitting here having a conversation with you guys, and it's just really easy to do the double crochet 3 sets and then chain one yarn over. It's super easy and I can just go really fast. I did have an injury. I did fall outside because my dog took off running after a cat. So I had injured my hand really bad. So it's finally healing. You can still see the scars from the rose bush that I fell in, but my hand is getting much better. I think I did fracture it. The way it was just really, really painful, but things are looking up for it now. There was a thorn that was still stuck in my hand about a week ago. I finally was able to, it like worked its way out and then I was able to dig out the rest of it. So, I just getting back into the swing of things. There's been a lot of mutiny at work. Lots of changes with management. Lots of extra things that they're making the managers do that they don't even know how to do. I've just been trying to be a little bit more patient. It's got to be hard for them too, you know? Almost to the end of the row. I have four more crochet clusters to do. The weather has been really nice lately, in the mid 70s, and real beachy, very warm weather. Lots of like new growth in the yard. Flowers are sprouting. Palms are doing good. The succulents are growing. The herbs are growing. Lemons are falling off the tree. So the weather is slowly changing, but there is gonna be some rain, probably in the next few days. Yeah. Three more clusters to go. Then I'm going to show you guys how to turn your corners, and this is what gives you just a beautiful phoenix cardigan, is what I'm calling it. I'm sorry, phoenix shawl is what I'm calling it. I had a cardigan on my mind, but the thing that I love about crocheting, it takes your mind off your worries. It helps you to do something creative. You can make something as a gift. People love handmade gifts. There's nothing better than receiving a crochet blanket, a scarf, a cardigan, a headband, because it's thoughtfully made with someone's two hands. I'll let you guys know when I get to the very end here. I'm going to go in slow motion. This is just pretty much the whole secret to the granny stitch, turning the edge. This is super duper important. So here we go. I have one more motif to do. So I'm going to chain one. I'm going to yarn over, put my hook in that first chain space. I'm going to pull up the yarn. I'm going to chain one, chain two, yarn over again, put your hook in that same chain space, chain one, chain two, yarn over, put your hook in the same chain space, chain one, chain two. Now, what makes this shawl so beautiful with a straight edge, I'm going to do an additional double crochet in the top two loops. This is super important. And then we're going to do 2 chain stitches, then we're going to turn our work. You're going to see how essential it is. I'm just going to yarn over. I'm going to put my hook in the first loop and the second loop. You have to kind of work your hook in there. Then you're going to grab that yarn, pull it out. Then you're going to chain one. Get all of the little edges of the thread. And then chain two. Now this completes the deep magenta color. There's 4 rows per color. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, then there's a loop on the end. You leave a decent sized tail so that way you can tuck all these, stitch them in, knot them off, and then cut them off. So I'm going to cut the tail. I usually leave 3 or 4 inches. Okay, so we're done with this color, deep magenta. Get the vibe going. You're going to take the loop. You're going to feed the yarn through the loop. You're going to tighten the loop. That's how this gets to be a beautiful edge. This is the edge of the Phoenix shawl. Now, color changes. So now we're going to add the red. Oh no, step. Gotta stay hydrated. So we're going to unravel it a little bit. Give yourself a little slack. Okay, here we go. Okay, take the end of the yarn. This is what we call a color change. Take your hook, put it into the very corner. Okay, then take your yarn. Okay, secure it 2 or 3 inches. Take the yarn, the loop, pull it through the hole. Okay, then you're going to just do a single knot. Single knot. Then that's secure enough to get started with the next color. Just a single knot. You're going to have 2 tails, one from the magenta, one from the red. I'm going to put this over here so you guys can see better. Put your hook inside the hole. Same space where you were. Just wrap the yarn around once. Pull the yarn through the loop. Yarn over 1, 2. This is going to be the start of your first double crochet. Then we're going to turn our work, as they call it. Turn the work. See, I turned the work. Now I'm going to start on my first cluster. So I'm going to yarn over, put it in the chain space, the same chain space where you just were. Pull up the yarn, chain 1. Pull up the yarn, chain 1. Yarn over again. Go into that same chain space, chain 1. chain 2, then you're going to do a single chain, and then you're going to go into the next chain space. Super easy to do. You can see how beautiful it is with the red. Look at the color combination. How gorgeously feminine, soft. It's like ice cream colors. So you got your beautiful yellow, orange, this bubblegum pink, shocking pink, fuchsia, deep magenta, and then this beautiful crimson red. Colors are just so fun and cheerful. Hey Cameron Harrison, how are you? Just to crochet along with me. It's my Phoenix shawl, crochet shawl, all granny stitch. Thanks for coming in live, changing the algorithm. Alright guys, this is going to be the conclusion of my crochet along with me. I hope you guys learned how to do the granny stitch, the single stitch, and then turning the round. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support, all the beautiful DMs, the cards, all of the gifts that my family received in a time of need. And thank you so much for all of my new YouTube subscribers. I really appreciate you all. And I will see you guys on the live soon. Take care. God bless.